They told you life is short, that you only get one shot, that death is the end. And you believed it. But what if everything you've been taught about existence is a lie? You are not just a body, not just a name, not a fleeting moment in time. You are eternal. The only reason you don't remember is because your mind has been programmed to forget. Since birth, you've been conditioned to fear the end, to chase security, to live as if you're running out of time. But what if time itself is an illusion? What if struggle, fear, and limitation only exist because you were trained to believe in them? The truth is, once you remember who you really are, everything shifts. Fear loses its grip, obstacles dissolve, and life transforms into something completely different, a limitless experience where you are the creator. The question is, are you ready to wake up? Because once you do, nothing will ever look the same again. 1. The great forgetting, how you lost touch with your eternal nature. From the moment a child takes its first breath, the conditioning begins. Parents, teachers, and society unknowingly reinforce a single idea. You are this body, this name, this identity. Over time, this belief solidifies, and the vast awareness of the eternal soul is buried under layers of limitation. A baby doesn't fear death, doesn't worry about status, doesn't question its worth. It simply exists in pure presence. But as the years go by, the mind gets cluttered with fears, desires, and the illusion of separation, making it nearly impossible to remember what was once so obvious. Look around. Most people are trapped in this illusion, running after success, approval, and security as if life depends on it. They chase after money, relationships, and recognition, convinced these things define their worth. But deep down, there's a quiet whisper that something is missing. That whisper is the real identity calling, trying to break through the noise. Ever wondered why even the wealthiest, most accomplished people often feel empty? Because the soul doesn't care about status. It craves truth, expansion, and awareness beyond this temporary game. This forgetting is not accidental. The world is designed to keep human consciousness fixated on survival, ensuring people remain asleep to their true nature. Imagine a person who never questions the system. They live, they work, they die, never realizing they were limitless all along. But the cracks in the illusion appear when suffering hits. A breakup, a financial collapse, or an existential crisis shakes the foundation of everything one believed to be true. In that moment, a choice arises: cling to the illusion or start remembering. Some break free. They begin questioning reality, diving into meditation, silence, or deep self-inquiry. They realize they are not merely a collection of thoughts and emotions, but something beyond form, eternal consciousness itself. This shift changes everything. The grip of fear loosens, the obsession with control fades, and a new way of living emerges. But the biggest illusion still remains, the one that fuels the deepest fear of all. 2. The illusion of death. Why fear of the end is the ultimate trick. Death has been marketed as the ultimate loss, the great unknown, the terrifying end to everything we are. But here's the truth: nothing real ever dies. The body may stop functioning, but the awareness behind it, the eternal soul, remains untouched. Think of it like changing clothes. The outfit gets worn out, but the person inside remains the same. Yet society has built an entire belief system around fearing this transition, keeping people trapped in anxiety, regret, and the desperate need to make the most of a fleeting existence. This illusion is what keeps people playing small. Why take risks if everything ends in a void? Why search for meaning if nothing lasts? The fear of death keeps human consciousness in survival mode, clinging to safety, routine, and predictability. But look at nature. Seasons change, leaves fall, and new life emerges. There is no true ending, only transformation. Ancient traditions understood this well, which is why spiritual masters never mourned death. They saw through the illusion. Think about near-death experiences. Countless people have reported floating above their bodies, feeling a deep sense of peace and realizing they are more than their physical form. If death was truly the end, how do these experiences exist? Even science, through quantum physics, suggests consciousness is not confined to the brain. But the illusion remains strong because a society built on control needs fear as its foundation. After all, what happens when people stop fearing death? They become fearless in life. They take action without hesitation. They love without attachment. They embrace change without resistance. This shift is the key to freedom, but it requires breaking the conditioning that has been reinforced since birth. Because once someone realizes death is just another doorway, they stop walking through life like a prisoner of time and start living as something much greater. And that's when another truth begins to unfold. If death is an illusion, then so is the idea of being trapped in a body at all. 3. You are not your body. Breaking free from the temporary vessel. From the moment we wake up, we identify with the body. Its name, its shape, its strengths and weaknesses. But this attachment creates suffering. If the body ages, we fear losing youth. If it gets injured, we feel broken. If it's criticized, we take it personally. Yet the truth is simple. The body is just a tool, a temporary vehicle for consciousness to experience this reality. It's no more you than a car is the driver. The real identity exists beyond flesh and bone. But most people never realize this because they've been programmed to believe otherwise. Think about it. If you were truly just your body, then why do you feel like the same person at 5, 15, or 50? The cells change, the appearance shifts, but the awareness watching it all remains untouched. That's because what you really are is the observer, the presence behind the thoughts, the eternal soul experiencing life through a physical form. This changes everything. Instead of seeing aging as decay, it becomes a shift in perspective. Instead of fearing physical pain, you start understanding it as just another experience, separate from who you are. Some of the most enlightened individuals throughout history mastered this truth. Yogis could sit in freezing temperatures without shivering. Martial artists could break bricks with bare hands, not because of physical strength, but because they knew they weren't bound by the body's limitations. Even in modern times, people have healed illnesses, defied medical expectations, and recovered from severe injuries through sheer awareness and belief. If the body was the ultimate reality, none of this would be possible. But it is, and that should make you question everything. Once this realization sinks in, fear starts dissolving. You stop obsessing over appearances, you stop stressing over temporary discomforts, and most importantly, you stop living as if you're fragile. The body is a powerful instrument, but it is not who you are. And once you break free from that illusion, another truth starts to reveal itself. If the body isn't the ultimate reality, then what exactly is this world we live in for? Life is a dream, the school for gods. Perspective on reality. Everything you experience is a reflection of your inner world. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening through you. According to Elio Diana, reality is nothing more than a dream, a projection of human consciousness shaped by beliefs, fears, and desires. The problem? Most people are unconscious dreamers, trapped in a world they don't realize they're creating. They react instead of directing, suffer instead of mastering. But the moment awareness kicks in, the game changes. Life stops being random and starts becoming a canvas where every thought, emotion, and belief shapes what unfolds next. Look at two people in the same situation. One thrives, the other struggles. Why? It's not luck, and it's not external circumstances. It's the internal state of being. Someone who carries fear, doubt, and limitation in their mind will see those same patterns play out in life. Meanwhile, someone who cultivates clarity, confidence, and inner stability will watch their world shift to match that frequency. This isn't just philosophy, it's observable in daily life. Have you ever noticed how problems pile up when you're stressed, but solutions appear when you're calm? That's the dream adjusting to your inner state. Deanna teaches that life's events are not coincidences, but precise reflections of the dreamer's level of consciousness. A person who constantly struggles isn't unlucky. They're simply projecting an inner battle onto the screen of reality. 5. Why struggle is an illusion, transcending the challenges of life. Struggle only exists when we resist reality. The more we fight against what is, the more suffering we create. But here's the truth. Life itself is not hard. It's the mind's attachment to control, fear, and limitation that makes it feel that way. When someone realizes they are eternal consciousness experiencing a temporary journey, the weight of problems begins to dissolve. Challenges don't disappear, but they stop being personal. They become opportunities, tests designed to reveal the level of awareness one operates from. And the higher the awareness, the less struggle is even perceived. Think about the last time you were deeply frustrated. Was it the situation itself causing the suffering, or was it the way your mind responded? Most of the time, it's not life that creates pain. It's resistance to life. Imagine two people stuck in traffic. One is furious, gripping the wheel, cursing the delay. The other is calm, listening to music, enjoying the moment. Same external event, completely different experiences. Struggle is never about what's happening. It's about how much we resist what's happening. And once someone sees through this illusion, they unlock an entirely new way of moving through life. Great masters, from Stoic philosophers to spiritual sages, all spoke of this truth. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we suffer more in our minds than in reality. Buddha taught that attachment is the root of suffering. Even modern psychology confirms that stress is not caused by events, but by our perception of them. The ones who thrive are not the ones with fewer challenges, but the ones who flow with life instead of against it. This is why some people rise from failure stronger, while others collapse under pressure. It's not the event. It's the awareness behind it. So, what happens when struggle is no longer seen as real? A shift from survival to mastery. Life stops being a fight and becomes an exploration. Effort is still applied, but it's no longer laced with stress or fear. There's a knowing that whatever comes is simply part of the dream, part of the journey. And once someone stops struggling against life, they unlock something even greater: freedom from fear, attachment, and limitation itself. 6. Becoming immortal in your own mind. Living without fear and attachment. True immortality has nothing to do with escaping death. It's about breaking free from the illusion of limitation. Most people live as if they are running out of time, clinging to possessions, relationships, and identities as if losing them means losing themselves. But an awakened mind knows better. When someone stops attaching their existence to the temporary, fear dissolves. Life becomes an open field, not a prison. Decisions are no longer driven by scarcity or desperation, but by clarity and inner power. This is the shift from survival to true freedom. Imagine the difference between a man who fears loss and one who embraces impermanence. The first clings to money, afraid of poverty. He holds on to toxic relationships, fearing loneliness. He hesitates, overthinks, and suffers. The second, he knows he is not his bank account, not his job, not even his body. He moves through life unattached yet fully engaged. He enjoys wealth but is not enslaved by it. He loves deeply but does not fear endings. This mindset changes everything. When there is no fear of loss, there is nothing to lose. And with nothing to lose, life becomes limitless. Great minds throughout history lived by this understanding. Samurai warriors embraced death before battle, making them fearless. Stoic philosophers practiced losing everything in their minds so nothing could control them. Even in modern psychology, detachment is linked to higher resilience, better decision-making, and mental peace. The moment a person stops being ruled by fear and attachment, they gain power over their own reality. They stop reacting to life and start shaping it. The world bends to those who no longer bend to it. This is the essence of becoming immortal in the mind, moving through life without chains, without hesitation, without the weight of imagined limitations. When someone masters this, their energy shifts. They speak with confidence, act with certainty, and live with ease. And when the mind is truly free, something incredible happens. The entire experience of life transforms into one of effortless creation. 7. The ultimate shift. Walking through life as an eternal creator. Once a person fully embraces their eternal nature, they stop walking through life like a mere participant and start moving as a creator. No longer reactive, no longer at the mercy of circumstances, they understand that everything unfolding is an extension of their own consciousness. Fear, doubt, and hesitation lose their grip because nothing external holds real power anymore. Every situation becomes a mirror, every challenge a test of awareness. And those who master this live differently, they radiate presence, speak with certainty, and act with an unshakable sense of purpose. Think about someone who always seems to have life work out for them. It's not luck, it's alignment. They operate from a level of awareness where struggle doesn't define them, where problems are just stepping stones. While most people react with stress, these individuals respond with clarity. They move with the knowing that their inner world shapes the outer world. This is why their presence alone shifts energy in a room. People are drawn to them, not because of what they have, but because of what they embody. Pure creation, unshaken by illusion. Every master throughout history understood this. Jesus spoke of faith moving mountains. Bruce Lee said to be like water, flowing without resistance. Elio Di Anna teaches that reality obeys those who stop believing in limitations. This is not philosophy, it's a way of life. Those who wake up to their power stop seeking approval, stop waiting for permission, and stop negotiating with doubt. They understand that they are not here to survive, but to express, to create a life that reflects their highest vision. This shift is the ultimate freedom. The external world loses its control. Time no longer feels like a threat, and every moment is an opportunity to shape reality. Once someone fully steps into this state, life stops feeling random. It becomes an open field of possibility, a space where anything can be created. And at this point, the question is no longer, what can I have? But what am I here to bring into existence? If you want to elevate your vibrations and manifest with more ease, I have prepared something special for you. Click the link in the first pinned comment and join us in the journey of awakening your inner mage.